Dividend investing sounds simple. Buy stocks, collect dividends, reinvest, repeat, and eventually live off the income. That's the idea. But here's the problem. Most dividend portfolios never get anywhere close to replacing a salary. Not because the strategy doesn't work, but because people completely underestimate one number: how much you actually need. Let's make this real. If your goal is to generate $4,000 per month, that's $48,000 per year. Now assume a realistic dividend yield of around 4%. Not 8%, not 10%. 4. To generate $48,000 a year, you need roughly $1.2 million invested. That's the number. And once you see it, everything changes. Because now it's no longer about starting a snowball. It's about, how do you actually build something that big? And more importantly, how long does it really take? Because this is where most people fall into the trap. They see examples like $100 a month, $10 a day, and think, this will replace my income. But in reality, the early years barely move. The dividends are small. The growth feels invisible. And most people quit right there, before the snowball even starts rolling. So in this video, we're going to break this down properly. Not just how a dividend snowball works, but how to build one that actually replaces your salary. We'll go through the real math, the timelines, the strategies that actually move the needle, and the mistakes that keep most people stuck. If you enjoy understanding the deeper mechanics behind money and how these systems really work, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because once you understand this, you stop guessing and start building something real. Now, before we talk about strategies, you need to understand one thing first. The snowball is real, but in the beginning, it doesn't feel like it. The dividend snowball is real, but the beginning feels like nothing is happening. And that's where most people misread the entire strategy, because they expect income too early. Let's go back to the math. Say you start with $10,000 invested at a 4% dividend yield. That's $400 per year, about $33 per month. That's it. Now, even if you reinvest everything, year 2 might be $420, then $440, then $470. It grows, but slowly, almost invisibly. And this is the problem, because psychologically, it feels useless. You're investing, you're being consistent, and yet the income barely moves. So people start questioning it. Is this even working? Should I change strategy? Should I just go for growth instead? And that's exactly when most people break the system. Because the snowball doesn't start fast. It starts small, then it compounds, then it accelerates, but only if you stay long enough. This is the part the original examples don't emphasize enough. They show the end result, but not the long, slow buildup. And that buildup is everything. Because what's actually happening in the background is not income, it's accumulation. You're increasing your share count year after year. Those shares generate more dividends, which buy more shares, which generate even more dividends. But early on, the base is too small for it to matter. And that's why the snowball feels broken. Not because it is, but because you're still in the phase where your contributions matter more than your returns, and until that flips, it will always feel slow. So the real question becomes, when does it actually start to feel real? At what point do dividends stop being small and start becoming meaningful income? This is where the strategy becomes real. Because up to this point, it still feels abstract. But once you connect dividends to your salary, everything becomes clear. Let's define the target. Say you want to replace $4,000 per month. That's $48,000 per year. Now apply a realistic dividend yield, around 4%. Not the highest yield you can find, a sustainable one. So the question becomes, how much capital do you need to generate $48,000 per year at 4%? The answer is simple, $1.2 million. That's the number. And once you see it, you stop thinking in small steps. Because now you understand the scale. This isn't about collecting a few dividends. This is about building a system that can produce income consistently. Now let's go one level deeper. What if your goal is $6,000 per month? That's $72,000 per year. At the same 4% yield. You now need $1.8 million. And if your target is $2,000 per month, you still need around $600,000 invested. So even at lower income levels, the required capital is significant. And this is the reality most people never calculate. They focus on the strategy, but not the target. They think, just reinvest and it will grow. But without a clear number, you don't know what you're building toward. And that's why progress feels disconnected, because you're not measuring the right thing. You're watching dividends grow, but not asking, how far am I from replacing my income? Once you start thinking that way, the strategy changes, because now the goal is clear. Build the base, grow the income, and eventually reach the point where your portfolio pays your life. But now comes the harder question. If the number is that big, how do you actually get there? At this point, you already know the number. Now the question is, what actually gets you there? Because the snowball itself is not the engine, it's the multiplier. The real drivers are three things: your contributions, your return, and your time. Miss one of them, and the system slows down. Let's break it down. First, contributions. This is the most important factor in the beginning, because when your portfolio is small, dividends don't move the needle. Your deposits do. If you're investing $100 a month, that's $1,200 per year. Even with a 4% yield, that's only $48 in dividends. Your contributions are doing almost everything. So early on, this is not a dividend strategy. It's a savings strategy, with a compounding layer on top. Second, return. This includes dividend yield, dividend growth, and price appreciation. Because dividends alone are not enough. A 4% yield is great for income, but without growth, it doesn't scale fast enough. You need a combination. Income now, and growth over time. That's what accelerates the snowball. Third, time. This is the part everyone understands, but underestimates. Because compounding is not linear. Nothing happens. Then a little happens, then everything happens. But only after enough time passes. And here's the key insight. These three factors don't work equally. They shift. At the beginning, contributions dominate. In the middle, growth starts to matter. At the end, compounding takes over. That's when your dividends start doing the heavy lifting. But most people never reach that phase because they either don't invest enough, don't stay consistent, or don't give it enough time. So the snowball never becomes real. Now the next step is practical. If these are the levers, how do different strategies actually play out over time? Now let's make this real, because understanding the concept is one thing. Seeing the numbers is what actually changes your behavior. Let's walk through 3 different ways to build a dividend snowball. Not theoretical, realistic, and comparable. First strategy, a one-time investment. Let's say you start with $20,000. You invest it once, reinvest all dividends, and let it grow for 30 years. Assume a combined return of around 8% per year. Dividend plus growth. After 10 years, that becomes roughly $43,000. After 20 years, around $93,000. And after 30 years, about $201,000. Now apply a 4% yield at the end. That's about $8,000 per year, or roughly $660 per month. Solid, but nowhere near replacing a salary. Second strategy, monthly investing. Let's say you invest $300 per month. That's $3,600 per year, over 30 years. With the same 8% return, you end up with roughly $445,000. Now apply a 4% yield. That's about $17,800 per year, or around $1,480 per month. Better, but still not full income. Third strategy, more aggressive contributions. Let's say $800 per month. Now we're talking $9,600 per year, over 30 years. At 8%, you reach around $1.18 million. Now apply the same 4% yield. That's about $47,000 per year, or roughly $3,900 per month. Now you're close. Now the snowball becomes real. And this is the insight most people miss. The strategy didn't change. Same reinvestment, same compounding, same time. Only one thing changed: the contribution level. And that changed everything. This is why small examples can be misleading, because they show growth, but not what it takes to replace income. Now the question becomes even more important. If contributions matter this much, where do they actually come from? At this point, it should be obvious. The biggest difference between $1,400 a month and $4,000 a month wasn't the strategy. It was the contribution. And that leads to the real accelerator: income, because your portfolio grows based on what you put into it, not just what it returns. If you're investing $100 a month, there's a hard limit to how fast you can grow, even with perfect investing, even with perfect timing. But if you increase that to $500 or $1,000, the timeline compresses dramatically. This is why focusing only on investing is incomplete, because investing multiplies, but income fuels, and without fuel, the system stays slow. Let's make it simple. If your goal is to reach $1 million, you can do it two ways. Wait 30+ years with small contributions, or shorten that timeline by increasing your income, which allows you to invest more, earlier, consistently. And that's the shift. Instead of asking, what's the best dividend stock? The better question is, how do I increase the amount I can invest? Because that's what actually moves you forward. And this is where most people get stuck. They optimize the portfolio. Instead of optimizing the input, they focus on yield, instead of focusing on capacity. But the math is clear. Higher contributions create a bigger base. A bigger base generates more dividends. More dividends accelerate the snowball and eventually replace your income. So the strategy is not just invest, reinvest, wait. It's increase income, invest aggressively, then let compounding take over. Now there's one last piece. Because even if you get everything right, there are still mistakes that can slow this down dramatically. At this point, the path is clear, but most people still don't get there, not because the math is wrong, but because the execution breaks, and it usually breaks in predictable ways. First mistake: expecting income too early. This is the biggest one. People invest for a few years, see a few $100s in dividends, and think, this isn't working. So they stop reinvesting, or they change strategies, or they quit completely, right before the snowball starts to build. Second mistake: chasing high yield, trying to shortcut the process, looking for 8%, 10%, even higher. But high yield often comes with higher risk, unstable companies, unsustainable payouts, and eventually dividend cuts, which resets the entire system, because the income disappears and the snowball breaks. Third mistake: inconsistency, skipping months, stopping contributions, restarting later. This might not seem like a big deal, but compounding depends on continuity. Every missed contribution is money that never compounds for decades. Fourth mistake: ignoring growth, focusing only on income, but without dividend growth and price appreciation. The system slows down dramatically. You need both, income and expansion. That's what creates acceleration. And here's the pattern. Most people don't fail because of one big mistake. They fail because of small ones, repeated over time. And that's why the results feel so far away. Not because it's impossible, but because the process gets interrupted. So if you avoid these mistakes and stay consistent long enough, the system eventually flips. And that's the part most people never experience. Now you can see the full picture. A dividend snowball does work, but not in the way most people expect. It's not fast, it's not passive in the beginning, and it doesn't replace your income early. But if you build it correctly, it becomes something very different over time. Because eventually, the system flips. Your contributions stop being the main driver. Your dividends take over, and that's when it starts to feel real. Not because the strategy changed, but because the scale did. You now have enough capital, generating enough income to support your life. And that's the goal. Not just collecting dividends, but building a portfolio. That replaces your need to work for money. But here's the part that matters most. This only happens if you stay long enough. If you keep contributing. If you keep reinvesting. If you avoid breaking the system early. Because most people don't fail at the end. They fail in the middle. When it still feels slow. When it still feels small. When it still feels like it's not working. But that's exactly the phase that matters, because if you push through that, the math starts working in your favor. If this helped you understand what it really takes to replace your income with dividends, take a second to like the video and subscribe. It helps the channel reach more people trying to build something real. Now I'm curious, how much would your portfolio need to generate to replace your income? Let me know in the comments. And if this gave you clarity, share it with someone who's still trying to figure this out. I'll see you in the next one.